Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mousillon campaign for Mortal Empires. Last episode, we managed to take both the cities of Altdorf and Null, which is quite the achievement in the Warhammer universe. And today, I would like to continue taking more territory and securing our grip on the Empire. But before we do that, we've got a bit of a mess down here in Soll to clear up. As if we move down here slightly, and over here, you can see we've got 3 lords to deal with. Over here, we've got Lord Squawk stationed in Fort Soll. Outside Fildorf, we've got Tretch Craventail, who, to be fair, has taken a few casualties thanks to vampire attrition. But over here, we've got Balthazar Gelt, who has cut a swath for Stirland, taking both the Moot and Grenstadt away from us. So I would like to try and deal with him and then reclaim our territory before we push up into Stirland properly. And luckily for us, we've got a bunch of forces capable of doing that. Now, to start with, let's actually come here to Malabad, because he's in a position to go after the minor settlement of Flensburg. Now, one thing I want to do though when we fight this battle is try and fight it myself, because you can see the disgruntled and Mousillon's mutants have taken a ton of casualties. And while Flensburg, I imagine, is going to be, well, yeah, it's going to be a very easy fight, I don't want to lose any of my highly experienced units to the auto-resolve. So this may be a quick, easy battle, but I'm going to fight it myself. So see you guys in a bit. So yeah, thinking about it, I'm not going to include that battle. What I basically did was just charge Malabad straight into the middle of the enemy force and pin everyone in place. So Lorraine here could actually go after them with the dwellers below. And as you can see from the casualty count, it worked extremely well. In fact, I don't know how everyone else managed to get... Oh no, because we chased them down, obviously. So these guys, everyone else just stayed back. It was just the characters who went at it, which is why all the units only had 10 kills each. These guys managed to get some kills because they're trebuchets. But yeah, woman of the match is going to go to Lorraine here for 297 deaths. Really, really good. But anyway, it went exactly as planned, because now that we've taken Flensburg, we can start replenishing our troops. Now, it's going to take a little while, even with our crazy amounts of replenishment, but it will get there eventually. Just 2 turns to wait. And once he's rested up, we can go after Wutterbad, I think. So you picked up a Mortal Informer, nice, and we'll sort out your level up shortly. Now, while we're here, this is, yeah, Eustache. Who do we have? Legless or Aldebert? Let's try and take you out. Success? Okay, that's another blood kiss. How many turns we got now? 2 turns to rest up. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? Anyway, now that we've done Flensburg, let's sort out what's happening down here. So we've got Tretcher's army, Squawk's army, and Gelt's army over there. Now, Squawk, I'm quite happy to leave in Fort Soll for the moment, and then I think we'll just try and overwhelm him with the 3 armies we got here, and then we can go on our merry way. So I'd rather go after Tretch and Gelt, especially given Gelt's location is quite close to Stengart. So, let's have a look. You can attack. Vlad might be able to reach him. And then the Red Duke. Right. What do you actually have, Tretch, by the way? A bunch of weapon teams, but him and Vlad have fought his armies before, and we'll be able to deal with them quite easily. So yeah, let's just get William to come down, and watch as he runs away. Well, I mean, it's Craventail, what do you expect? Actually, one sec. Can you actually reach him, Vlad? You can. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that the trait you get for defeating Craventail, if I remember right, is something like a 10% bonus to speed. So, given that Vlad is unable to get a mount of any kind, well, maybe apart from Isabella, heyo. Oh god, I can't believe I just did that. My bad. But anyway, since Vlad can't get himself a mounted option, if we can increase his speed, that would be quite useful. So, yeah, let's get you down to Fildorf. You can then join in the attack, William. And if Vlad is able to get down there, then yeah, that will help us out. So let's give him a minute to get in position. It's going to be a pretty easy fight, as you can see, thanks to us combining, well, all three armies. So one quick auto-resolve, probably a few casualties, but nothing really for us to worry about. And 2,000 dark magic, I'll take that. Right, let's return the captives. We've now picked up the Sword of Anti-Heroes. Okay, we'll have to give that to somebody. And, oh, it's actually 12%. Okay, that's actually better. Well done, Vlad. That should help you out when it comes to battles. Okay, a notorious abductor. Right. So, William. Let's have a look now. Okay. Right, this is what I'm going to do. Let's deal with Gelt, first of all, and then we'll go after Scourge. Now, no one can actually make their way there right away, but if we use the underway... Sorry, not... Oh god, I spent too much time with Pestilence. If we can get our characters over to Steingart and secure it, we should hopefully be able to go after Gelt in the next turn. So for now, let's just get both you guys over here. And then for Vlad, just in case, we'll get you into Force March. And I'll get you to pull back into Fildorf. That way then he's got the walls to protect him and gives him a chance to get some extra replenishment. Now, let's see. Vendrick, I could have you actually scout out what's going on down here, but I did notice as well there's an agent right here. Quelk. 85%. If we kill him off, that's going to be another Blood Kiss. And I believe Nanesh should unlock level 2 for the Strigoi if we wanted to. Let's have a quick look. Oh, well, we could also do it for Lamia. Or do I save it? If we go for this will increase the vampiric corruption everywhere by 5. Going for this one will give us reduced upkeep for our heroes, which we do have quite a few of. Or if we can hold on to it, this will just give us a general decrease of 10% for all of our units' upkeep. Oof, that is a tough one. You know what? Let's get the upkeep reduction for the heroes. Just because they all like, some of them are like 500 and things like that. So reducing it by half is going to help us out. So we just need to wait for it to kick in, I imagine. But yeah, you've now done that. Emmeline, you're making your way up to join up with Nicolette, aren't you? Yeah, so we'll get you up here. And Nicolette? Let's... Actually... Yeah, sorry, what was I thinking, right? Let's just move you over to Kurion. That way then, if we have anything coming in from the Truthsayers Council, we'll be able to spot them easily enough and get in position where needed. So yeah, you can go there, which means Emily... Let's just get you up here to join up. Okay, that should be everyone army-wise. Aiden, we'll just move you because it's going to warn me otherwise. Okay, so now you've moved, Vlad's moved, Malabar's moved. Okay, now, one thing I did want to do today's episode is actually recruit a Strigoi-themed army, or as close as we can get, given that as we are playing as Mousillon and not a typical vampire count faction, there are some units we're not going to be able to recruit usually, like Terrorgeists, Crypt Horrors and stuff like that. But there are alternatives, I should say, that we can recruit, like the Grey Men. Plus, we can use the Raised Dead in certain areas to get our hands on units, like Crypt Horrors. So, depending on where we decide to recruit the army, there is the potential to get at least some typical vampire count units that we can't normally recruit. But we'll look into it, because the other suggestion that was made is that with our massive amount of income we've got coming in every turn, it will be good for us to actually just go through all of our provinces and do any upgrades we need, especially to economy buildings, like the snail hunting grounds and stuff like that, so that way then we can make sure our income continues to grow. So that I think it will be the best thing for us for now. So here, for example, we'll go ahead and actually give you, I think, the tap room, just so we can hopefully get the public order a little better in the area. Let's see, Bloodkeep. We've actually got 2 taverns, so let's get rid of your one here. Alright, Mausoleum, Graveguards. Right. Let's go ahead and get our hands on a Spirit Well, just so we can get our hands on some more Spirit characters. We'll go ahead and give you defenses in Karak Asgaraz, as well as get that sorted. Okay, Ordorf. I suppose we could spend our money to upgrade the auction house. We'll go ahead and do that then. We'll leave that for the moment. Like I said, let's just focus mainly on any cheap buildings we can get. So like we already got the snail hunting at tier 3. We'll have to come back to Massive Orc at some point. Quenzent can be upgraded. Marienburg is okay. Oh, actually, wait a sec. We're about to have a rebellion, aren't we? Right.
Your coming was foretold.
It's okay. Nicola can stay where she is. In fact, we could recruit to another unit. What can we get her from here? We've got quite a few options. Maybe get another unit of Graveguards. Could be quite nice. Or even get a unit of Raylan Hags, so we have 4 of them. Yeah. Let's actually get a unit of Graveguard just to help hold the line a bit more. Plus then with our vampire joining the army, that should put up to a full stack. There we go. Okay, so Korean, let's just upgrade Anguil. Forces of Arden, let's increase that. That is fairly cheap as well. Defenses will be okay. Okay, Bordelot, we'll go ahead and give you that. Mousillon. Okay. Oh, Zulfbar is actually 1 turn away from being upgraded. That should give us a few more buildings available. Okay, Dragonhearth, we'll go ahead and give that to Eschen. Fort Arbenstein, what's this? Snail hunting, right. Let's actually increase the Canavanch first of all. Get that next. And that should be it. Just quickly go through now all of the characters we need to level up. Just so many characters every time now. Okay, Banshee. Let's give you a Gutter Fighter. Margaret. Let's continue with the Riverwind for now. Review. Aldrich, we can give you a Corpse Cart. Gotcha. So this is the one, don't forget, that allows us to do mass regeneration across an area. So putting it behind our lines will really help keep our undead units topped up on their health. Combined as well with the Mortars engine too, which also has mass regeneration. Yeah, that should hopefully help things up quite nicely. Plus it allows him to be able to cast spells and be a bit more survivable in combat. Now Eustache will just continue giving you Precise. Ilkassin. I'll tell you what, let's start working on Gaze and Nagash. This way then he can actually have a ranged ability. Vlad. I still think finishing off his combat skills is going to be the best thing. But we have also taken Lawmaster, which does reduce the cost for a lot of our spells like Curse of Years and Wind of Death. So yeah, let's give you Evasion. And then we can start looking into using those in our next level up. Natalie. What should we give you? Let's give you another point in Replenish Troops, actually. Flo, let's give you... Giving you Slippery already. You got increased mobility. Let's just give you Opportunist to increase your combat speed. In fact, have you got... We'll give you the Sword of Anti-Heroes, and I'll give you Night Shroud. And Obsidian Lodestone. Anything else? Potion of Toughness? Why not? Now I do need to go through at some point. I'll do it after the episode, in fact. I just remembered that it was suggested it's something I should do. It's just go through all our characters and just go through, make sure that their items, their followers are all topped up and are the best ones possible. So I'll definitely do that for the next episode. It's just something that slipped my mind. But thank you, Will, for suggesting that in the comments of the last video. Now, in case Vlad can stay where he is. Right, next level up. Oh, Vildorf. Wait, why? Only 440. We've got down to 1 dark magic, but sure. We'll upgrade the city. Okay, Wasteland is about to do that. Lorraine has now got all of her magic done. So, apart from maybe going for Dark Benediction or something, I think let's go for Scouting. Just so we can increase the amount of magic we have available. Magical items, I should say. Malabat. What do we have? As tempting as it is to make him a better combat character, especially as that's what I've been using him as, maybe we'll go for the Lance of Bretonnia. The extra bonuses for all our cavalry units would be quite nice. And Bulgars, I'll give you Foe Seeker. I still need to give him a horse. But I don't know, part of me just likes the idea of him being on foot, especially when it comes to doing attacks on, walled settlements. Because then he can actually get up on the walls. Our other characters can't. Well, 2 of them can fly up, I guess. But you know what I mean. Let's get Foe Seeker for you in the meantime. Let's just get you into combat a little faster. And then, there we go. End turn finally. So, as expected, the rebellion has kicked off. Oops. Right, Soll Garrison, ready for duty, raiding. Right. Let's go and check out this rebellion over in Marienburg. Ah, here it is. Oh. To be honest, I'm really not worried. I'll let them rest up for a bit, and when Nicolette's... Oh no, actually, Nicolette's finished, isn't she? Right. Yeah, let's just get you marching down here then, and go after Rulek. Now, I did want to check this out, because this is the Harbingers of Doom. Right, the faction led by Be'lakor the Dark Master. But I was wondering why they have a Dryad. It's just a shame we're not close enough to actually see any details. But I think that'd be kind of cool. If the Be'lakor himself has managed to manipulate several Dryads to join the army, but I have a feeling it's probably just a glitch, like we've seen with the Ugma tribe down near Zufbar, where they're supposed to be getting like river troll hags and units like that, but instead they're coming up on the campaign map as Dryads. I think there is an issue with the mods, but everything else running okay, so can't argue too much. Anyway, Aidan, let's move you over. Arnaud, of course, over here. Right. Now, let's have a look over here. Gelt has pulled back. That's fine. Unfortunately, because he's done it across the river, it means that we can't easily get over there and fight him, which is unfortunate. Right, let me just check. Steingart, let's give you some defenses. We'll build these up quick. We'll go for snail hunting, sure. And we'll do the same for you, I guess, Vildorf. I wonder, could we do something like set up an ambush or something, do you think? Or, I'll tell you what, if you can... Yeah, he can't attack us. Right.
Armored in faith.
So yeah, let's focus our attention this time then on Fort Soll. So, I don't know who I particularly want leading the army. I might as well get the Red Duke, because he is my faction leader. We'll march you over towards here. And what I'll do is get everybody else in position as well. In fact, Vlad, let's make you have a slight detour over to Wissenberg. We've got 3,158 casualties. So with that, let's have a quick look-see. We could get our hands on another Graveguard. Otherwise, that's really about it. It is a shame about the unit cap mod that I use, that while I like it, and I certainly appreciate the fact it does make armies a bit more thematic, it is a little shame when you see units that you just really would love to try and get more of, and yet it's stopping you. But that's part of the fit deal, I guess. But we'll go for you, and I'll grab some more alien hags. They can join up with the Conwaves to help out in combat. Now we could get you to actually attack Fort Soll, But no, I'll let the Red Duke have some fun. You can march into position over here. Alright, Emily can then join up over this side. Excuse me, I want to click here. Thank you. Right. That should now be everybody. So with the 12,000 we've got, let's just quickly go through it and sort out any last minute buildings. So Festa Spike, for example, we'll just go ahead and get that. So we get some more defenses. Einhardt can get that. We also go for a Cursed Bog, just to increase that a bit. Let's increase that a bit as well. And that's 5,000 already left. Okay, Gorsel, we could go for that. Let's just go ahead and get this instead. Okay, Montfort, we'll go ahead and give you that. Or better yet, let's just give you that. I think that is everywhere. Okay, we could actually go now for a Defiled Khan because we haven't got that yet here. So we'll grab that. Or better yet, maybe we could have gone for one of these. Get a Font of Nightmares. Don't know if the reduction... Yeah, recruitment cost... Oh, wait. Graveguard, Black Knights, and Blood Knights. Right. In that case, yeah, going for that is going to be the better option. We've already got all the others. Okay. What to do now with you, Vendrick? You need some rest, so yeah, we'll let you just come down here. Might get you to go after the settlement walls, if we can. Usually you can't with these though, can't you? But it does say damage walls is available as an action. We'll come back to you, I guess. As for you, Eustache, can you go after this character here? We haven't got enough money, right, but we did have a chance of doing it. We'll leave you for now, then. Okay, then. Let's go through all of these. Now, we did get a bit of bad news with this situation. I saw it pop up while I was busy checking my phone for a message. But, yeah. It's a shame we didn't actually try and go after Legless when we could. But now Eustache has been wounded. It's okay, though. He hasn't died. He can't die, so that's something. Alright, we finished this. Unification of Bretonnia. One people, one land. All shall know its glory and grandeur. So this is going to give us a bunch of relations with Bretonnia and the Vampire Counts. Not necessarily the biggest deal in the world, because there's only Carcassonne left in terms of the main Bretonnian factions, although we still got the Crusading ones down in the south. And for Vampire Counts, it's sort of the same situation. I think we've only got the Strigoi Empire left that we are aware of. But the other bonuses like the leadership aura size, physical resistance by 10%, especially with our characters, that's going to be quite useful. Okay, Vlad's picked up Architect. Wade in. Right. Malabad. Let's get you after Vutbad. I was saying that. You know what? Let's give it a go. If we need to pull back, we will. Oh wait, it's actually going to be a pretty easy fight. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, easy fight. We'll go ahead and do that then. Close victory, it says. I disagree. Right, what do we want to do though with the city? We're just going to go ahead and occupy it. Picked up a great digger for our... Okay, fearless. Right. So we've got access to an animated wine press. Okay. Sacred Swamp, not such a big deal, but that is going to give us a little bit of extra money. And to be honest, Sterling hasn't got really much else for it in terms of, public, buildings and that, so yeah. We'll just let them do what they need to do. You can then rest up. As for you... Oh. Squelch has decided to pull back, it seems. Right. In that case... Let's get you, Duke, to go after Fort Soll. Okay, it's going to be a balanced bar like this, but... I've got plans for the other two characters, for Vlad and William, so I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to try and fight this battle myself. We'll probably be relying quite a lot on the Red Duke to fight this, but yeah, let's give this a go. So guys, here we are at the Battle of Fort Soll. Although you will notice in front of you that it's not an Imperial fort we're facing, but a Skaven undercity. Now, for whatever reason, the game has decided to go with this map instead of the traditional fort, which would explain really why we were able to build siege equipment to attack it, even though you usually can't when you're fighting in a fort, which actually makes it kind of suck for a Skaven player controlling the forts, because it means that the AI can actually just build up siege equipment and attack, instead of doing what it usually has to do, or when we attack one usually, where you have to just climb the walls using ladders and accept that your troops are going to get tired. But anyway, nevertheless, we are going to take the fort in this battle, at least try to. So, if I pull back a minute with the Duke, you can see in front of us we got the Dreadwings and the Screaming Ones. Now I deployed these guys using their Vanguard deployment because I figured the Screaming Ones' inferior nature will make them a good target for the towers shooting down on them, and the Dreadwings with their quick movement should be able to get onto the walls quickly and go after their target, which was actually the unit of Deathglobe Bombardiers here. I figure these guys will be quite deadly for my own uses with them against enemy sieges, that I think they will be best if we can just eliminate them as quickly as we can. So the Dreadwings have suffered a trial by fire to get over there, and I'm sending the Red Duke to the unit here on the walls. Now the Screamer Ones are making their way over to this section of the wall in order to climb up it, and my entire infantry army, part of the army, is marching up towards the walls as well. I've got the bowmen just sitting back in order to fire at any enemies that spawn through the menace below. Likewise, I've got the Sleepless Guard just to provide some close combat support if needed. I've also got my units of knights sitting over here because until we can bash down the gates, they can't really do much. And that's why we got Louis the Righteous just charging straight towards the gates in order to smash them open. So, with that all explained... Oh, and I've got Mina making her way over this way because of the enemy's plague claw catapults here in the central courtyard. So I figured it will give me an opportunity to spy out the enemy's gutter runners, which you can see up on the wall here. But also we're going to have her just go and try and kill these off before they start doing any damage. Now speaking of damage, she actually has, well, used the Fate of Buna against this unit of clan rats. Now, it doesn't do much on this because it's not the most graphical of spells. You just see this, pink, grayish, purplish aura. I'm starting to feel the tiredness now. You can tell, like commentary. But, yeah. If you know the spell description, what the spell actually does is make the person being afflicted by it laugh themselves to death. I mean, we're talking their bodies spasming so much that their organs rupture inside their torsos because of how much they're laughing. You know when you laugh so hard your stomach starts aching? Imagine that, but killing you at the same time. It's crazy. But all we get to see instead is, well, a bunch of them taking damage, but no one actually dying, which is quite disappointing. Anyway, you would have saw on the pop-up that we've had a use of the Menace Below coming up here, but it's not exactly the best place for them, and I've got my Bordelot Bowmen ready for just dealing with anyone that pops up. So they're going to start firing on them and very quickly whittle them down. Everybody else is making their way onto the walls, with the Red Duke and the Dreadwings keeping the Bombardiers under control. I'm not that worried now about them taking any damage from them, and, well, you can see here, for example, with the Bastardiers, they're actually tanking the turret shots extremely well, much more than I was expecting, to be honest. I mean, it took a few casualties there, you can see some of them dropping to the floor, but, yeah, they did surprisingly well, I must say. Anyway, let's speed things up a little bit. You can see the Red Duke is just having a grand old time up here, going after all the enemy units. Whereas over here, the Dreadwings, they're doing okay, but they have taken a fair bit of damage in the fight. They are taking some extra now because you can see we're only going after one Plague Claw catapult with Mina, so the other one's able to fire. And they are taking some damage at this point. Now, unfortunately for me, the invocation in their heck is not usable on the walls. So when I realized then, oh crap, we're actually losing a few models in this, and I want to make sure they don't die, I allowed them to basically finish off the last remaining units of clan rats before pulling them off the walls. Now, it does take a little while for me to actually get around to doing it, but once they get off the walls, they can use the invocation in their heck then to heal them up. Now, the enemy has spawned a second unit, and just to showcase, that was the first unit, so it was shattered, thanks to my bowmen. But the second unit made the grave mistake of deploying right next to all my cavalry. So, yeah, they didn't last a long time at all. Heading over here, though, I'm bringing in other units, like the Sleepless Guard, just to make their way up. The Bordelot bowmen are just chasing after these guys, because they had no other use for them, to be honest. And over here, I've sent the Screaming ones to go after the units that were stationed on this side of the wall. Now, they are tired, so they're gonna not be the best when it comes to fighting this. And so I figured, once we've got the Dreadwings up on the wall here, I'm using the Invocation in their heck now to heal them up. And they're gonna come in and support the Screaming ones over here. At this point, basically we've cleared everything up. All my troops are making their way onto the walls. The Red Duke has had a grand time against all these Skaven. And I'm bringing him over here now just to go after some more clan rats. Just to have some fun over here, really. But then I noticed, as my bombardiers were making their way up, they were going to do just as good a job against these clan rats slowly making their way up on the walls. So, really not that concerned. Now if we just take a break, you can pop over here. And you can see that we've destroyed one lot of Plague Claw catapults. The others are actually, I say destroyed, but we haven't destroyed them yet, have we? Whoops. Said, kind of feeling tired right now. They are starting to lose their morale though, and have become supported by a unit of clan rats. Now I believe this is the one that we attacked using the Fate of Buna. They've actually made their way around to come after their tormentor. But Mina's holding her own in the fight. I'm quite happy with that. This though is a little bit of a concern. Some of the survivors of one of the bombardier units are starting to throw their spells in. So, globes I should say. It's not doing a lot of damage against her admittedly, and probably doing more to the enemy than me. But still, something we're going to have to be a little careful about. Anyway, they're carrying on over here, but they actually start to lose the morale and run away in any second. Over this side, you can see we've cleared up this section quite nicely. And we're just going after the few survivors now down here. There's a lot of Rat Ogres, so I figured the Red Duke can have some fun against this unit. And given that the Dreadwings are anti-large, they can go after the other one. But it's not going to be a long fight at this point. Everyone has either started to retreat or they're losing their morale. Louis has finally smashed down the gates. And you can see over here that Mina has already finished off the job and dealt with all the enemies here. And over here, the enemy started to chain routes, and just like that, the fort belongs to me. Now given that this was technically a siege assault, we don't have to worry about going after the garrison, so we can make our way back to the campaign map. See you in a minute. So there we go, a decisive victory with far less casualties than the auto-resolve predicted. Managed to pick up a bit of dark magic as well, but most importantly, the fort belongs to us. So let's go ahead and occupy it. Give the game a second to catch up. Right, Winter's Teeth Pass is ours. And let's have a look at the fort. Okay, so it's only a level 2 for us. But that's okay, over time we can build it up higher and higher. For the moment though, let's just go ahead and increase our growth and corruption in the pass. And then we'll get the Red Duke to go off on his other journeys now. We'll keep him here for the moment, actually, because since Scourge has retreated, he will probably be coming back if we left, and I don't want to leave the fort unoccupied while the garrison is still building up, so we'll leave that for now. But let's get the others involved. So, let's get William, in fact. Gelt is slowly making his way over, so I'm having a look to see if there's any chance of launching an ambush. Assuming that the ambush is successful, I know we're not going to be able to get involved now, but we might be lucky and either get him to sort of activate it if he comes to attack, but he'll get to hide, which will allow us then to go after him with both armies in the following turn. With you, Vlad, we'll just get you straight into Steingart. Hopefully then he'll stay where he is. And then we'll probably get the two of them then to team up and go after Granstadt and push up towards the Moot and head up then towards Needlin and out from here. So, oh yeah, we need to stop by Averheim to deal with these rebels. So that's you moved, that's you moved. Malabad has taken that, and you've taken that. Right. Can we use you, actually? Now, we already know that there are Skaven here in Karak Izor, but I'm just wondering if we can spot Squolk here. Oh no, is that him? Oh, that is him. Oh, wait. 2,807. 3,000. If I was able to take this settlement, it's got so much dead bodies in the two fights that are in the territory. That would give us access to some powerful units that we can summon through the ways dead. Something to consider, especially if we can use it just to push through the pass. We can actually attack Skavenblight. Maybe even go after some of the Tillian city-states. Swing back around then, go after Carcassonne? I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to think about that. Alright, let's now deal with these guys. So, what I'll do first... We should be okay with the 19 available to us. Let's just go in and attack Rulek's army. Pretty easy auto resolve. We'll hand out the Banner of Eternal Flame. I'll give that to you guys. Scarecrow Banner, I'm hoping they're going to swap out because it's not that useful at all. Let's return the captives, get a bit more dark magic. There we go. Black Cats. Good attacker. Staff of Damnation. There's an old staff is carved from the blackened heartwood of a hangman's tree. It contains a powerful spell that fills nearby undead with a frantic fatality. So, 3 times in a battle, we can basically get everyone within 200 meters, which is quite a large range, and give them 40 melee attack. That is useful. Can we give that to you, Beset? Yes, we can. Right. Is there anything else we can give you, by the way? I'll give you that, and that, sure. And then as for Nicolette's, let's see, we got you the Book of Archon. Can I swap out the Scarecrow banner, though? We could just give another Banner of Eternal Flame. Well, to be honest, I feel that would be more useful anyway. Sure, we'll give you 2 of them. Alright, so with that now, we can get you to march back to... In fact, we'll march you back up to Corleone. Because I don't know where these guys have been doing in their spare time, but they've come up from the Fog of War over here, and while they're not big armies, we'll still need to deal with them if they start raiding in my territory. So yeah, we'll get her to head back over there.
We have met before.
And I believe that's everybody now. Okay, let me just do a final check of my buildings, just to see about getting, you know, the right one. So let's go tap room for you. Sorry, I meant to say any upgrades. Like I mentioned yesterday in my Averheim Pestilence campaign, I've been struggling with sleep the past few days. And I'm starting to feel the weight of it, you know? And it's probably making me say some bloody weird stuff. I suppose weirder than usual, you could say. Right. Well, let's give you that. We'll upgrade that as well. See, Einhard will increase Grunberg. Simply because then we can upgrade the livestock pens and the farm as well. We could also increase the Font of Nightmares, sure. And then let's do this. So Lorraine's now finished all of this, so we'll go and give you some more scouting. Hopefully that will give us some more magical items. Malabads. Let's actually continue working on your combat abilities. We'll start with melee defense, I think. Nicolette. Hive Minds. That could be useful. Because we can get Queen Bee. When do we get this one? Level 13. We get that level 14, so we're slowly getting there. But we can actually start working on our own personal ones. So we got Seduction, allowing us to reduce melee attack and speed nearby. And then we can go for either Nicolette's Acolytes, increasing their recruitment rank, magic resistance for all units in the army, as well as reducing the enemy's wind of magic, vigor loss reduction for skeletal and zombie units, not so useful for our army, but potential, cooldown reduction to arcane conduit and extra power reserve. We haven't got it yet, because I was planning to try and do one of those. But out of these, I would say going for Master of the Black Arts, Black Arts even, would be a good one. So would Knowledge Seeker for the magic resistance, and then we'll be able to focus then on the others. So we'll go for that with you. We'll Cassian. I'll continue giving you Gaze of Nagash for the moment. Beset, you've now got all of those, so let's give you Evasion. Matthias, let's give you... Oh yeah, you've already got a Hellsteed now. Let's just continue giving you Blade Shield, I guess.
I will not betray
Alright, so then you've moved.
your wish, master.
You've moved. Emily can now join up with you.
Seers.
And that's her with a full stack now. And now we need to decide what we're going to research next. So this won't be useful for the Vargolfs. That will help us out with our Trebuchet and the few bowmen we have. This will just allow us to get more necromancers. What about any of these? Going for something like that would be useful for Blood Knights. We haven't got a black coach, although it suggests that we can recruit one at some point, so that'll be interesting. Okay, let's go for incantations, of Nagash. So between these two, that will increase our income for the two big buildings. And then we've got the Red Duke to upgrade. I think at this point, yeah, you've been working on your armor, haven't you? So we'll just give you that still. Mina... Christ. When did I start to give everybody? Let's improve your armor. And then we can give you Dark Benediction afterwards. Maybe. Right, that should be... Everybody, enter. Okay, so wasn't expecting this. Looks like Dagobert of the Empire Rebels has decided finally to come and attack us. Now I'm a little concerned about the artillery, because that means they can just blow the walls apart. But the rest of their units, I think we could give it a go. See what happens. I mean, I'm not going to let them just take Averheim, so yeah, see you guys down there. So here we are, guys, at the gates of Averheim as we prepare to defend the walls against the rebel attack. Now I must say the skybox is looking pretty cool in this replay. I don't remember the weather being quite like this when I was... Oh wow, that was a bit unexpected. I assume that's a lightning strike. But yeah, I don't remember the skybox being like this when I was actually fighting the battle, but that's often a thing with the replays, is that the time of day can vary massively compared to the actual battle. But anyway, we're not here to check that out, we're here to deal with these guys, making their way towards us at the walls. Now, what was quite interesting, I thought, was the enemy had their main force right out opposite our gate. They've got their artillery pieces here, and they are firing right at the gates here. Everyone else, though, is spread all the way across the map. And bear in mind, these are not exactly high-tier units. We're talking about Free Company militia, archers, and the occasional unit of spearmen. Now, it looks like they were going to try and climb the walls, which is what they ended up doing. And I felt that was a really silly thing of the AI to do, but I'm not going to complain if I can use it to my advantage. So what I ended up doing is deploying my forces mainly across the walls as much as I can. I did keep my two Graveguard units back here, as well as the White King, because I figured that they will eventually smash down the walls using their cannons, and I'd rather have at least one unit of Graveguard ready to deal with their enemy general. The White King will be able to do some damage, but he's not going to be obviously as skilled and as good in combat as a general would be. But they are just happy to stay there. I'm taking pot shots at them using my towers against their artillery in the hopes of defeating the mortar crews in particular, because I do want these guys to damage my units on the walls. I don't mind the cannons firing at the gates, but the mortars were my main concern. Now, over on this side, the enemy getting closer and closer, and I figured since their spearmen are focusing right on the walls, why not use my ace in the hole, the Black Knights? Now, I've pulled them out from the gates, and they're going to just tidy up this section of the wall between themselves and the tower's defense. There! Said, can't talk today. Let me try that again. So they're going to attack the units as much as they can. One issue they're going to be facing is that once the enemy deploy their ladders on the walls, I can't actually attack them with my knights. So I'm going to make sure to go after a couple of units of archers and Free Company militia. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do much against these guys because, well, once this happens, like I said, I can't actually attack them, even though most of the unit is still stationed on the ground. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have some fun and go after these guys. Everyone else just sort of keeping themselves busy over here. What I will do eventually is, given that there's a large section of the wall here that is being, well, unoccupied, I brought my unit a Graveguard with great weapons just to climb up. I figured if we're going to try and hold the gates against any attacks, using the Graveguard with shields, which are better in defense, will be the best use of that unit. So these guys are going to come up, and against the archers, they are just going to pulverize them, in all honesty. Now if I go back to my units of Black Knights, you can see we've dealt with one unit of archers already. The unit of Free Company militia is getting whittled down, although it's taken a surprising long time, I must say. But they have started to waver and break. And it was at this point I figured, right, I'm going to try and go after those enemies that are climbing up the ladders at the moment. But I'm clicking away and it's just stopping and not doing anything. So I figured, what I might try and do instead is get the Black Knights to maybe just run up to a section of the wall. But it wasn't going to do the job. But what I found is something even better in a way, was because of them standing behind the enemy units, technically they're in a position to cause the morale debuff for, you know, facing an enemy in the rear. So just keeping these guys here was enough to get the archers to run away, and even reduce the morale on the spearmen right here. Now, thanks to the Graveguard as well, we're able to at least eliminate these guys fairly quick, and I'll soon start bringing them over to try and help out over here. Even though I've got my men-at-arms with polearms going up against tired Free Company militia, you can see it's actually fairly balanced, and in fact my troops are losing slightly. So getting these guys to come and help is going to help us out massively too. Now again, we managed to get most of these guys retreating. These guys didn't, so I tried to pull over here to pull off the same trick, and we were able to get this unit of Free Company militia to start retreating as well. Now I did get the news, unfortunately, my gates are destroyed, and I remember when I was fighting this battle, how quickly it happened. Last time I checked it, it was at like 54%, and like 20 seconds later, gates are destroyed. So, yeah, their general was able to make their way in, but as I mentioned, I got my Graveguard ready to receive his charge. He actually does a fair bit of damage between himself and the cannons as soon as he charges in. But it was only when he actually got into melee that I noticed, oh right, I might have to go in and sort them out. The cannons are expertly able to fire through though, so in hindsight, should not have kept this unit here. But I will get my Viking now to try and provide some support. Outside the walls then, I made a bit of a mistake with my Black Knights. You can see at this point I've got my units firing away at the archers. My melee troops are doing a good job over here. But I tried to get my Black Knights to go after their cannons. And, well, they've taken a ton of casualties. And will continue to take even more as they get closer and closer. We just get into range though, and fortunately we're going to take at least one more shot. A few more bodies hitting the ground and not being able to be resurrected. But we are able to get into close combat with this unit of cannons at least. They're actually going to win decisively, which is quite surprising. But victory now is within our grasp, and soon the, well, battle is going to shift massively into our favour. You can see already, units are just starting to rout across the board, and very soon it's a complete chain rout. Now I do get the Black Knights, try and chase down as much of the enemy as possible, as well as using the towers where needed. I did allow my unit to Graveguard and the White King, as well as the men-at-arms I had, to try and injure their general as much as I can. I didn't want to kill him, because if he died, they would just be replaced with a fully healed general, so I figured we'll let him get whittled down to just under 1,000 health, and then I'll end the battle. So, we have what will turn out to be a close victory, although I disagree with that personally. Averheim, more importantly though, remains secure, and with that, let's go back to the campaign map. So the game calls it a close victory. I don't agree with that personally, but, you know, one of those things. Most important thing is though we managed to keep Averheim in our control and defeat a lot of the enemy army, enough that if they try to come back for round 2, we should be able to deal with them easily enough. So, what do we do with the survivors though? To be honest, I'm just going to go ahead and dominate them. We'll probably get our troops back anyway through our crazy replenishment, but given that it's better for the lords and armies led by lords rather than our garrisons, an extra bit is not going to help, you know, it's not going to be a bad thing. Anyway, William has been spotted, unfortunately. Is those who picked up Architect? Okay. Go haunt the city, Conquata. Where's that? Right, so you expect me to go after their capital. Although, saying that, once I part for all of these, the Crusaders Council have actually done pretty well in terms of expansion. I don't know what their climate suitability is, but they've obviously got Albion, but they've also been expanding into Norska. They've taken Pack Ice Bay and a couple of others, I believe, along the coast. In fact, can we... Oh, we've actually got dwarves up here as well. Interesting. Right. My point being is that they got a few territories anyway, which is quite cool. But we need to make sure we get over here to deal with Dual Durak again. And Began Gwyn. Can't see what you've got yet, can we? No. Okay, that's okay though. Alright, Ada, and just continue marching around there. And I'll do the same here. Okay, Vlad. Unfortunately, thanks to the ambush being spotted, we did have Gelt pull back yet again. But 96% chance of an ambush here. 28, 20... I wonder if I can get Vlad over here. We'll try again with another ambush, but this time we'll do it on this side of the river. And see whether or not it will count as being able to do it. So we'll keep him here. Do ambush. Just in case they come at us with the two armies. So that's you guys done. Malabad is pretty much back up to full strength. So where do I want you to go next? Going out to Krugenheim could be a good target. It's part of Talabeclan, so we'll be able to start spreading vampire corruption in here already. And then we can just push forward to Needlin. Or do we just want to go across and secure the whole province? That'll probably be a better choice, actually. Right, tell you what, let's take it slow. So we can spy out any armies. Or none, in fact. Wait a minute. 3,903 casualties. We might be able to get some powerful units from here, too. So yeah, we'll keep you here. I'll just do that just in case. Alright, so then you guys are moved. Oh yeah. It doesn't look like they're going to be coming back anytime soon. So, Vendrick, you can just get some experience by searching here. And I'm not going to come down and attack here yet, but I think we will do at some point. For the moment, let's just get you over here, Duke. And you can see by maybe going after the Moot or something. Or maybe even pull you towards Averheim. In fact, if we get you to do this, that'll get you a little bit faster over here. Alright, so that's you moved. That's everybody now moved, isn't it? We've got 16,000 to spend. Our income's just getting higher and higher and higher, isn't it? Right, Vigilant even. Let's increase Dartenbach, first of all. Okay, Bloodkeep, everything is okay here. Alright, Altdorf. Let's continue to upgrade this. Okay, Massive Orc was okay. Blackstone Posts. Could go for the Dark Iron Pit here, too. But instead, let's go for... Let's go and spread Vampire Corruption. I've noticed it's going down to 55%. Okay, Gorsel can level this up. We'll get you some defenses given your location as well. Let's get that leveled up. Alright, Gisero, sure, we'll increase that. And we'll leave it there for this turn. Let's quickly do this. Immortality is now yours. Okay, here comes Gelt. Oh, wow. Even with the amount of armies that we've got against us now. So we've got Gelt, Volsbanker, Marius Leitdorf, and Albric. Oh, actually, there might be a potential here. Let's get you to retreat, Vlad. And see if they go after William. We'll do the same with him. But otherwise, we're in a position now that with all the lightning strikes, we might be able to kill off a large portion of Sterling's army. Okay, they come back from round 2. And goodbye. Alright, what to do with these guys? Sure, let's murder them this time. Can't let these rebels stand against the might of Mousillon. Okay. Scheme of Doom has been performed. Critical failure by an agent hero. Right. Ambush foiled. Defeat Dire from battle. Not going to happen anytime soon. Oh, Jesus Christ. All these pop-ups. Right. You guys have got a little while before we can upgrade Soll. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. Let's see. William, go and kill me Gelt. Wow. I was expecting that to be a little bit more in my favour, to be honest with you. There's a lot of artillery. Okay, let's pull you back a minute. Tell you what. If I can get Gelt dudes maybe to go and kill him? Not yet. What about these guys? Yeah. Red Duke, you're gonna go on a hunting spree. We'll get you to come after Gelt. Vlad. Or not.
I know the way.
Do you now?
I am
Okay.
going.
You move there.
Lord,
You can't. Damn.
the world will drown.
Bugger, right. Okay, change the plan. Let's get you to come over here, Duke, and go after these armies one by one. This should be a pretty easy fight for him all in all. I mean, even just fighting them one at a time, wow. But no, let's just make it easy. Goodbye. Oh, what? God, these handgunners managed to do a good job against my troops. Jesus. Okay. We'll get the numbers back. And let's see about going after some more. Armor of Fortune, Mortal Informer. Extra armor piercing damage, not going to complain. Right. Next job. What?
King
Really?
of darkness.
So much for me being able to go after all of them in one go.
The Von
Right. Right.
Do you know who I am?
Can you... You can't even cross over the river. Right.
What?
Okay.
If you think it,
Let's take a risk
I never tire.
and pull you over here. That way then, if they do come and attack, we'll be able to use William then to reinforce. The Red Duke will just have to manage this by himself. Bearing in mind though that if they come and attack, he can just retreat if needed. And then Malabad, let's go to you after Needlin.
In agreement.
Like so.
Seas of blood.
Alright, again, I'm just going to risk the auto-resolve. A few casualties, but that's okay. Occupy.
Literate.
There we go. Stirland now belongs completely to us.
My bloodline calls.
Didn't pick up a lot of stuff. We'll get rid of that. Although I am curious, what can we recruit? So we could get our hands on things like Hexwaves, Vargulfs, more Black Knights. Nothing particularly wow-wee. Maybe we can't get stuff like Terrorgeist and stuff like that. I don't know.
It is night.
Right. Anyone else now we need to move? Okay, you... I'm just going to let you stay here for the minute, Vendrick. That way then we can spy out any Skaven armies that are going to be making their way up towards Soll. You've already got an opportunity here. Right. Let's just pull you into Corion itself. We'll see what these guys do, and then we'll send her out afterwards. In the meantime then, you head over here. You over here too. Commandments. Let's just deal with this one for the moment. Upgrade Corion as well. Sure, why not? Okay, Bolgers. Let's make you Blade Shield. Malabad, Blade Shield. Bernhalf, Victorlos. Margaret. Let's give you Evasion for now, and then you'll be able to get Pit of Shades and Occam's Mind Razor afterwards. Or Cassine, give you Evasion now. We'll definitely see about increasing our that as well. Okay, comes the deciding moment. Esper von Draken is now leading another army? Oh wow. Okay, Marius. Glibfoot. Okay. Okay. So guys, I'm going to leave things here for today. So as you can see, we're going to start things off with a rather large battle next time, as we're going to be defending our forces against Glibfoot, Gelt, Leitdolf, and Esper von Draken. Now, the units themselves are nothing really for me to worry about. I mean, handgunners, okay, Gelt is probably the worst one to fight, but everybody else is, I think we can deal with those. It's just going to be dealing with things like the Hellstorm rocket batteries, as well as units like Gelt himself. I mean, he's a high-level magic user now. He's going to have a lot of spells at his disposal. But otherwise, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. So, guys, thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. And you did join me next time, of course, when I'm a bit more awake. And we'll play some more Warhammer. But until then, everybody, take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now.